Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. It is Taco Tuesday, and I hope all your taco dreams come true. And I know my hair is crazy. I'm going to get a cut when I get back home this week because it is crazy. Bought some hair stuff, but I don't know what I did with it. So it's just going to be jacked up. And I'm going to be working on the red brick house. We tore off the backside of it. And yeah, we got a load of lumber coming through there. I got to get a couple of 16-foot 6x6s over there so we can start actually the process of rebuilding that mother helper. In the meantime, here, we're getting closer and closer to training camp, guys. Guys, the 25th of July, training camp opens. Okay, well, actually, the charters go to training camp. The 26th training camp opens. The season is upon us. The questions still remain for the Cowboys. As I was doing my live stream last night, people were saying, should the Cowboys sign like Julio Jones? There's Anthony Barr out there. Of course, Anthony Hitchens. Could Anthony Hitchens be a guy that we could end up bringing in? Well, he played for the Cowboys before. He had some really good years with Kansas City. I wouldn't be adverse to bringing in more linebacker help because this is the thing that mystifies me with the Cowboys. If you're, say, the Giants are a long ways away from being able to contend for a Super Bowl. If you are a Cowboys team right now, you're seeing your team that dominated your division. You're seeing your team that went 12-5, played pretty good. But you could look at it and say the problems with the Cowboys was, more than anything else, it was depth. Once we started losing some of the front line guys, let's be clear here, that became a problem for the team. We could not keep pace once we lost to Tyron Smith. We ended up having to reshuffle the whole offensive line. We took Terrence Steele, who was playing great on the right tackle, and they moved him to the left, which he was not ready to take over. I mean, he was an undrafted rookie free agent. His first year was thrown into the Wolves during a COVID season, which he really didn't have any practice time. The fact that he came back the second year in replacement of Lyle Collins and was playing so good at right tackle, the Cowboys kind of got high on their own supply and figured, oh, well, he can just do anything. He is the man of steel. Well, the thing you have to understand is when you play left side versus right side, it's like writing with your right hand versus writing with your left hand. There's some people out there that are ambidextrous that can do it both ways, but it takes time. And we didn't have the time because it was kind of like, Terrence, go to the right, go to the left side. On the left, on the right, on the left, on the right. Set it off, y'all. Okay. And that became a problem. So that was where we are. Bring back this year. Tyron Smith, you cannot argue with the talent. When Tyron Smith is healthy, one of the best offensive tackles in football. Problem is, Tyron Smith hasn't made the whole season since 2015. Throughout Dak Prescott's career, we have yet to have Tyron Smith make it through a 16 and now 17-game season. And this is where the Cowboys seem to be lacking, is the desire to have quality people as backups. They've done great finding guys like Jaron Kearse. Okay, let's be clear. They lucked the hell out and ended up getting a starting safety to the point where now you've got depth of safety. That Donovan Wilson is a backup. And going into last year, we're looking at saying, yeah, we got a good safety in Donovan Wilson. Linebacker, again, Devontae Devontae Bond, who was penciled in to be our starting linebacker, didn't have that much experience to begin with. He played in Tampa Bay for a while and so on. Got injured and lost for the season already. And so now, between Jabril Cox, between Micah Parsons, between Luke Gifford, Leighton Vander Esch, there's no experience whatsoever there. And this is where you look at it and say, okay, Cowboys, what you going to do? What you going to do when the injury bug comes for you? And you have to look at this and say, if we can weather the storm for a few injuries, for a few injuries, all of a sudden you have to start thinking, okay, the Cowboys can make a run. Because more than anything else, now you've got a 17-game season. Nobody makes it through without injuries. You're going to have injuries to the offensive line. You're going to have injuries to your running backs. Hell, you hope you don't have an injury to your quarterback. But these are all things that you must plan for. And if you don't, you're sitting at home during the playoffs, or you're on the couch real soon in the playoffs. But this Cowboys team is close enough, especially with everything that's transpired in the NFC, where so many great players have gone to the AFC. You have to start looking at this and saying, this is your chance to really make some noise and do something special. Now, the Cowboys, contrary to what you're getting from guys like Chris Canty, they can't sign nobody. It's not a matter of can't. They don't have the desire to, because they can sign anybody that they wanted. They could have signed Von Miller. They could have signed Bobby Wagner. They could have signed anybody that they wanted to, because of the tools that they have now where you can kick the money down the road. You can get in cheap. You got balloon payments later. But if you're the Cowboys, this seems to be the time, as Jerry Jones is getting old, that you look in and say, you know, one or two guys could take us over the top and get us there. You got a great core of people. You know, you got a quarterback. You got good offensive linemen. You got good running backs. You got good wide receivers. You know, you've got a defense that, you know, hey, it's pretty good. Your secondary is a lot better than it's been in years. You've got a very thin but, you know, young and aggressive linebacking core. Your defensive line is definitely improved, you know, but maybe another run stopper may help. I just don't understand the mentality of Stephen Jones of why, with his penny pinching, that they don't look at this and say, guys, we're really close. We're really close. Let's go ahead and try and make sure we have a little bit extra. It's kind of like if you're in an airplane and they say it's a 3,000-mile flight, do you want to only take enough gas for exactly 3,000 miles? What if there's some bad storms that come through that you got to avoid? You know, so you now have to kind of take a bank to the right to kind of go around that F5 tornado. So now that 3,000-mile journey, now it might be another 400 or 500 miles added to it. What happens if you only had gas for 3,000 miles? That's what we're talking about here, about having quality backups. You've got to be ready to weather the storm. And that is where the Cowboys' problem has been. Unable to weather the storm. Yeah, and we crash and burn. With that being said, just found out there's a great thing that I'm sitting here, I've got, you know, I miss Big Red, okay? Shout out to Jet, who's still got her running, which is a full-size 8-foot bed with a roof rack on there, so I could put, you know, my big lumber on it. Well, Black Star has only got a 6.5-foot bed, and I need a couple of 16-foot 6x6s. And so I've been sitting there trying to figure out how am I going to get them there. You know, you could put them on top of the cab, but I don't like doing that stuff. I feel like, I keep feeling like it's going to collapse the cab. But I found out there is a bed extender attachment. I've never seen it before. But it goes into your tail hooch, and it goes out, and it's got like a whole rack on it. I'm going to go get me one of those and get my 6x6s so I can start working on the red brick house. And if you have a desire to, you know, if you're into woodworking or seeing, you know, like yesterday I was covered with dirt and everything else, I'm uploading a video to that showing you all the demo that we did, but it's in high speed, okay? So I got like a day's worth of work of tearing off the back of that house in, it's about a 15-minute video. Yeah. So you can see the whole roof the roof off the sucker, take the roof off the sucker, and all that. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you soon.